Westminster, I've tried that word so many times, I've actually got it right tonight, I'm quite proud of myself. Emeriti of New Westminster, BC, by order of City Council, November 2016, after serving 2 3-year terms as Poet Laureate. She's founder of the Royal City Literary Arts Society and Fred Coswell Award for Excellence in Poetry, and past president of the Federation of BC Writers. She is a member of the League of Canadian Poets and the author of 21 books of poetry through 6 publishing houses. Her first book, A Split in the Water, was published in 1979 by Fiddlehead Poetry Books, University of New Brunswick. And the most recent book is Behind the One-Way Mirror, which is over here. Not behind a one-way mirror, actually. The book was inspired by the event, this event, Dialogues on Death and Dying. The manuscript was put together over the summer, and the book was published, printed, and became available in bookstores and libraries worldwide on October the 15th this year, so it's very new. So welcome, Countess, please come on up.
Nice to be here, actually. Alan, you haven't quite got it right, Alan. It's emerita. Emeriti means I'm 2 people. So I guess you mean my split personality. Here he comes. I love him. He's bringing my water bottle. Hey, little water boy. Okay, I'm going to read you some poems from this book over here, which I really enjoy putting together because it gives such a feeling of solace. It's amazing. The first poem is called Behind the One-Way Mirror, the title of the book. They do live on in that other hazy dimension, just beyond our reach. They still walk the canyons of our minds, turning memories on and off in cinematic film clips of today, yesterday, and future. They dance to their own rhythm, feathers brushing against our spirit, whispering, remember me, remember me. They breathe their presence onto our souls to fill the empty space in us they left in us when they left us. And we do live on, behind the one-way mirror, just beyond their reach, waiting for the mirror to shatter. This was written as a tribute to Rex Howard, who was a great musician I used to work with. And he passed away in 2012, so I had written this to him before he passed away, but he ended up in not the greatest shape. Dried flowers of youth crushed between pages, forgotten utterings of ancient sages, a whisper and scream in the drama between, life unraveling at the seam. A young man running through early chapters, hobbling toward final ever afters. You leave this world more every day. Slowly you're slipping and sliding away into that netherland of yesterday. And oh, that I could follow you there and leave behind this worry and care, to build with you castles on the beach in that place you visit when you're out of reach. Whispers and memories of your sweet song, when you were young, when you were strong, before the years made your bones ache, before your hands started to shake, before you had to be wheeled in a chair, before time left you nothing to spare. Dried flowers of youth are crumbling now, gracing the stage in their final bow. Your frailty of heart will soon set you free, and far, far you'll fly away from me, to a place where roads are paved in gold, where dreams cannot be bought or sold, where music never ceases to play. It will call to you softly and take you away. And as you leave this world behind, the best part of me will become undefined. I think a lot of people can identify with this, called angular circles. The days pass by in angles and circles, jagged edges and smooth trails, as I travel to somewhere, losing this, misplacing that, on the way to tomorrow. I journey on through diminishing years, recalling smiles and tears, days of roller skates, wagons, and bicycles, riding full circle back to myself on the broken wheels of yesterday. Mistakes, roads not taken, memories I never made haunt me still. I wander the angular circles of my mind in a never-ending maze. Sometimes I see you there, and I smile through a tear. I smile through a tear. I would be in a room, and I think I smelled my mother's perfume, and I actually turn, it just smells like she's behind me, like it's her perfume. So I wrote this poem about that, called A Hint of Perfume. After your death, there was nothing left of you for the longest while. I imagined the sound of your voice speaking to me, you calling out my name from somewhere far, far away. Years later, alone in an empty room, I would sometimes smell a hint of your perfume, immediate, pungent. I'd turn and scan the room for you, but I was still alone. Even now, alone in an empty room, sometimes I suddenly smell a hint of your perfume. I still turn and scan the room for some trace of you, but I'm alone. I know you're not here, but I've come to realize you are. A rhyming one. It's about Crescent Beach. I spent a lot of time down there, and it's about a butterfly. I love butterflies too. It's called A Beautiful Butterfly. A beautiful butterfly followed me along the shoreline. A beautiful butterfly of colorful design. How odd, I thought, on a day so hot, that a butterfly would follow the blue waterline. It started to flutter to and fro with my every step, each stop and go, mostly drifting on my right-hand side as I walked the shallows of the incoming tide. As the day grew weary and I traveled on, I thought that butterfly would be long gone, but alas, it steadfastly stayed at my side as I walked the shallows of that incoming tide. I walked and I whispered to that butterfly of memories and dreams and days gone by. I was certain it was more than a mere insect, as it seemed to command my deepest respect. And then it hit me out of the blue. Perhaps it was karma and someone I knew. I began humming a familiar song, and I sensed your essence sidling along. A beautiful butterfly followed me home, and I knew you were here. I wasn't alone. Now, each day I walk along the shoreline, my beautiful butterfly soft on my mind. A lot about water. And I never really thought about it, but I do write a lot about water. So I guess it's got to do with being brought up at Crescent Beach and the water and all that stuff. So here's another quick water poem called Down to the Sea. I go down to the sea, to the lonely sea, where I know I'll find you. I walk as fresh paint, brushing against breeze and tide onto the waters of time. I listen to the spill of the ocean as it tries to get into my eyes, my heart, and my soul. You're gone, but you're here. I'm here, but I'm there. The real is surreal, and the surreal is real. I go down to the sea, to the lonely sea, where I always find you. And that's to 2 is called Aging. I really had a good time with this because I'm aging, so a lot of truisms in this one, this section. The first one is called The Aging Process. One day you'll understand why my mind is somewhere else when I seem to be looking through you or into the edges of a mirror or the walls. Every day I walk a little slower, laugh a little softer, ache a little more as I carry yesterday's kisses and wishes with me in the fragile cradle of my heart. You may notice me searching for words or something I lost long, long ago in the keep of my youth. My mind wanders deep inside old memories, and tears brim in my eyes much easier than they did yesterday when I was young. Even now, as I write these simple lines, tears are sliding down my cheeks, and I know not why. I know not why. I find I'm thinking of old days, old friends, old loves that disappeared so quickly, but are not forgotten. Sometimes I can't recall their names, and their faces seem hazy and blurred, but their words still echo in my heart. Sometimes I close my eyes, dreaming awake. I see their faces, I hear their voices, amidst a glow of music playing softly, and I imagine I'm dancing again. I've come to realize this is the aging process. One day you'll understand. I remember that all the time. Why do you do this? Wait till you get there, then you'll know. So this is called Passing Things. Sometimes I hear voices and noises that nobody else hears. And I wonder if it's the other side reaching out to gather me into their fold. Sometimes I smell a waft of perfume and I swear my mother is nearby. Sometimes I swear I glimpse a ghost, a fading gray shadow nudged into the corner of my eye. And there are times I recall a jigsaw puzzle memory with a few missing pieces or pieces that don't quite fit. These are passing things, passing fast, and slowly fading away, as am I. I sometimes think of myself as a book, but I know I'm not. I think of that. Unbound. I try to recapture the lost, almost forgotten joys of childhood days and ways. I try to marry them to an aging heart and failing mind. The pictures in the photo album have yellowed. The glue has lost its stickiness. The book of life has lost its bind. And I am becoming unbound, fading, fading away. To imagine what it would be like to be in the throes of Alzheimer's. I don't know what it's like, but I think it might be like this. And if it's not like this, it will be like this for me, I'm sure. It's called Turned Inside Out. Wandering into Alzheimer's night, I'm fading away from reality's light. I've forgotten the words to your favorite song, and the lyrics to mine don't seem to belong. I can't differentiate between right and wrong, and the memories I cherished are now lost and gone. I reach for my cane as my hands start to shake. I can't recall when my bones didn't ache. Then my mind starts to wander. My eyes glaze over. I'm a child again running through fields of clover. But still, there are things I barely remember. And January's now just a prolonged December. I've learned many things from my sojourn on earth. There's two sides to everything, and each of great worth. A whisper's the other side of a shout, and today is just yesterday turned inside out. Escaping from consciousness into what seems to be someone else's dreamscape, I search for the missing objects I've lost along with the letters of my name. I travel the shadow of my soul trying to unravel the pages that used to be me. I'm standing amidst my baggage without a destination, begging a passerby to take my hand and take me to the land of the lost alphabet, that I may find my missing letters and know my name again. Where are you? Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Okay, this one is called The Forgetting. I really like this one, and I think this one's important. For me, it's very important, because I think this is something we require. The forgetting. I forget things now with a bit more frequency, followed by a hollow feeling of alarm. But there is comfort in the forgetting. It wraps itself around me, a warm blanket, a lullaby, and for a moment, I'm a baby again, in a flash of dream and sleep, then back to reality, which seems a more unfamiliar fit with each passing day. The aging process needs the forgetting to prepare us to leave the familiar. I forget things more and more with each passing day as I cling more to my warm blanket in the unfamiliar lullaby of my last chapter. Thank you. Here's another one. I long to go down to the shore again to hear the water speak to the rain, to see the seagulls fly on high, to hear the sadness in their cry. The long and winding path grows pale, the mast now hung with ragged sail. I sit all alone on a desolate shore, and I'll hear the seagulls nevermore. The days of life are beginning to fade, and age holds its stain on invisible suede. And I long to go down to the shore again, to hear the water speak to the rain, to hear the water speak to the rain. I don't write too many short ones, but when I do, I'm quite thrilled with myself. I think, oh boy, I got that one done quickly. Called Phantom Dance. The sky is a dazzle of starlight. A hard rain spills in punches and jabs. The wind whirls and swirls, hums and drums. I am aware of many phantom voices inside the citadel of my nights, where I dance with ghosts inside a forgotten song. Transitioning. I don't know if this affects any of you here, but it does me. Suddenly I just feel like I'm not really here. I mean, I know I am. I look around and things are familiar, but I feel like, I don't know, it's sort of like I'm not here some of the time. And maybe I'm not. People may be talking to me and I don't hear them, I don't know. But anyway, the first one in transitioning is called A Dream in a Dream. I have laughed like water and cried like dust. I am least what I see in this dying dream, an iron maiden turning to rust. There are songs I'll never play and words I'll never write, music I will never hear until angels appear and slay this cold, dark night. Life's just a dream in a dream, softly sighing and crying, an altar for smiles and tears, a platform of joys and fears, just a dream in a dream that is dying, just a dream in a dream dying. This you'll get a kick out of this. This is a poem I quite liked, and I was going to name the book, the title of this poem, and my daughter said, "Don't name it that. That is so bloody morbid." She said, "Don't name it that." And it's called A Distant Moaning. I kind of like the thought of that, Anyway, she said, "Don't name it that," so I didn't. But there's the poem, A Distant Moaning. A distant moaning, a silent song, a wordless rhyme, drums whispering, a broken lullaby beat. The dead dance to their own music. They dance to the songs only they can hear. A string of pearls, a chain of gold and silver, a pendant of burnt amber, a candle of sage and sienna. These are the things that remind me of the dead. These are the things I will take to the dance when I hear the distant moaning and move slowly across time's river of tears toward the dance of the dead. All right, we'll do one. I've been writing a lot about dreams. I think this is a dream, actually, where none of us are here, it's a dream. But anyway, this one's called Deep Inside the Dream. Cradled in the womb of time, I'm swaying on a quarter line. And all the while, a silent song whispers as I travel on. It seems a quite familiar tune, reminds me of a night in June when I was summer in the fall, so far removed from winter's call. And now the days are losing light as I hold hands with pending night. Soul unraveling at the seam, I am the dream, deep inside the dream. Really nice one. Again, about a dream, but it's a good dream. Dream fulfilled. There's a shrine I visit in my mind. When I'm lonely, I go there to find those who've passed on and left me alone, but still reside in my twilight zone. Now days are short, nights are long. I sleep inside an old, old song. As time moves slowly, I creep along this path to home where I belong. There's a special magic in the air that fills my soul as I enter there. These past loves and family I see, those who are so dear to me. My breath's abating by and by, the dream fulfilled, on wings I'll fly. Wrapped inside a whispering sigh, I'll touch them in the blink of an eye. The very last part of the book is called The End with a Question Mark, because what we think is the end really isn't. So they say it's the end, but it's not really. So I put that question mark in there to make sure you guys know it's not the end either. Just a couple here. Night's Beaujolais wine. In the heartland glitter of sage and shine, night falls like dark Beaujolais wine. Hiding the beauty and scent of the rose, the sky's eyes flutter and slowly close. Beneath the sudden descent of darkness, clouds fall to their knees and start to undress. A sacred vibration awakens the sky as throngs of angels slowly pass by. Hazing above the horizon line, I flow in the wake of a smooth white wine. Life on a string, spun then unspun. I'm growing weary and coming undone. So long I've sojourned in life's lost and found. Now, moving through light's music and sound, I stand in the quick of night's Beaujolais wine, in awe of God's grandeur and noble design. Okay, this one is called Within Me. This should give hope to every person on earth. An angel shot silk into the heart of a star, and a universe was born. The force behind the stone, the blood within the bone, was the power of God, creator of all. He molds all life. We are in his keep. Upon our death, we will not die. It's about this. I was sitting in a waiting room to get a scan down at RCH, and the king was standing by the door, and I was looking at it, and I thought, boy, if only that cane could talk. Can't talk, but anyway, so this is called the cane. A multicolored sparkling cane stands beside the open door. Will it ever walk again or stand alone forevermore? If only that bright cane could talk, would it speak of better days when they went on their morning walk, when she was not lost in a haze? The cane would ask, where has she gone? In tones despairing and bereft. I can't hear her familiar song, and I'm so lonely since she left. The universe would hear her cry and gently touch her handle grip and whisper in a tender sigh with a slightly trembling lip, she's gone to heaven high above and won't be coming back again. She's wrapped inside God's tender love. She's happy now and has no pain. And if that sparkling cane could speak, it would say, God bless her soul. A tear would grace its shiny cheek. Nevermore would they stroll. Nevermore would they stroll. Thank you, everybody, for listening so nicely and quietly. It was a pleasure to meet you. These books I'm selling are regularly $25. Tonight they're $10 each, so everybody can afford one if they want one.